Dun dun dun. First thing on the new trailer deck. Another blimmin' 300 ZX. Dun dun dun. A 300 ZX that apparently needs quite a bit of work. Dun dun dun. A 300 ZX that definitely needs quite a lot of work. Who the bloody hell builds an exhaust in one piece and doesn't put any flanges in it anywhere to get the thing apart for maintenance? Grr! And that balance pipe's in the wrong spot. That's dumb. And they couldn't even build it the right length and had to put a spacer in there and a spacer in there and whatever the heck they're doing over there. Oh, they did the same thing here. Generally that's just yucky. I mean, it worked and it's been, apart from the fact this is a terrible design, it's in reasonable condition. Wonder if it's 2.5 inch. Might be. It looks like it probably is about. Dun dun dun. Oh no, this is actually, this should be not dun dun dun. This should be ta-da. Oh, I haven't taken this off in a while. It doesn't want to come off. There you go. That's a fully rebuilt motor waiting for the turbochargers to go on there. I was thinking we had AMS manifolds for this, but I must have been thinking wrong because I've put those ones on there. This needs to go into Site A rather than Site B with bloody new front door and bicycles and stuff. Right, I'll move that now before it gets jammed in here forevermore. Lots and lots and lots to do. At least the weather's nice. Did I think I did. Did I mistakenly go dum 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 and then correct it and say, oh no, because that's been rebuilt and it should be ta-da. Yeah, I need to put it back to dum 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 because it is a VG30D TT. It really doesn't matter how much time, effort and money you spend on them. They'll cause trouble when they feel like it. There's a bunch of stuff here. This has been quite a while since I worked on that because of stuff. And you guys know the stuff. So we got some 5-bolt downpipes here. It's the gasket for the Plenum, because that's not secure yet. Because there's still stuff to do with, pardon me, with the injectors and sorting out correct fittings and everything to make that all work nice. We've got the hose of doom is in there, the one that's been replaced with some sort of a crimped arrangement. So yeah, okay, we have faith that they've done that right and hope for the best. These things here, these gaskets, that style of gasket, they are awesome. If you're a mechanic and you make money from your time fixing stuff when it fails, and these will fail, 100% guaranteed that is not going to last. Look how thin that is in between. So the best place for these is there, and we'll sort out some proper ones for them. Even these flanges are sketchy as hell, you know. You're trying to rely on that much material to seal. Good one. You know, that's better. That side there, yeah, that's okay. That side there, nah, that's crap. So these generally need a little bit of work, and it'll involve welding and building things up to repair them and then remachining appropriately so that some jackass can say, heard of a milling machine again. Love people that do things like that. They're awesome. They just make everyone else look awesome and make themselves look stupid. So yeah, and it's been linished, and I can see by the way, you can see the pattern that it's actually not flat anyway. You can see that it's quite rounded there just from the way the light's hitting the machining marks. So you do get what you pay for. These are quite a lot, well, sometimes you get less. These are quite a lot cheaper than the real bling blingy versions of these. So sometimes you do have to play catch up and actually make it usable. Like this flange possibly isn't flat. We'll find out. Enough of that. Turbochargers, hair dryers, sucky blowy thingies. These are the Mental March, so they've still got the Wiggins coupler arrangement hanging off that end. So these need to be taken off. They need to be chopped off, and I need to put the correct stuff and things to suit this application. And somewhere under those, right in the middle of your screen there, somewhere in the vicinity of those bends and stuff, there are some flanges that I can weld onto here to get this in the correct configuration for the original factory pipes to go in there, unless he wants to spend a bit of money and time and we do a 3-inch intake kit on it up through here. He probably won't. We don't need it, so I'll do it the other way. These poor things, they got rebuilt by Mr. Merch and sat in this box forever. Thanks to my hand being a bit out of action, so better get into it. Oh, it's lunchtime. Get into the lunch and then we'll get into this. What are you looking at? Back off. Back off, not your turn. I said back off. Yeah, it's a little bit better. There's not much room. Can't shoo it away enough. I might have to roll this and use that bench and then. Yeah. Anyway, I was cleaned the hardware. Got that all. That's pretty good. It's not mint. It's not brand new. It's not cadmium plated or anything, but it's pretty good. I was looking at getting this Plenum on here. I used the fuel hoses that were in the kit, just try and keep the cost down for everyone. Everyone's running out of money, so including me. So I'm trying to keep the costs down for people where I can. So we'll just use these hoses, and yep, they are what they are. And just before I ran around and put all the bolts in, just thought, let's just make sure we can get to all these injector plugs, because sometimes, you know, I'll make sometimes. That one's all right. That one's not the best, but it's not too bad. Not much worse than factory, I guess. Those ones are all pretty good. And then there's that old dun 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 again. Dun dun dun. So just the angle of, I can't even, is it going to shed any light on it? There you go, it's a bit better. Just the angle of where that injector comes out and where it's positioned based on the aftermarket rail and where this is on the factory thing. So it's just, basically it's just crap. I was going to use the SH word, but it's just crap. You're not going to be able to get that plug on there. Can we even zoom in? That's awful. You're not going to be able to use that, so we got to get in there with a grinder and, oh, there's a massive finger on your screen, and chop this out so that that's actually serviceable going forward. Otherwise you probably end up having to put the harness on here and get that one plug on there and then bolt this all down, and yuck. So we're just going to fire up the die grinder and annoy the neighbours with a bit of noise and make that more better, and then I can bolt it down. Oh yes, we are down with the sickness, all right. Quite disturbed. I should turn that off, shouldn't I? Get a copyright breach. But that'll be mint now. There you go. Yay. Getting there. Some stuff and things going on. PCV valves in there and all sorts. Put some sparking sticks in it. Down there, they're a bit hard to see. Long way down. Hello, hello, hello. Way down there, sparking sticks. And we're just about to put the coil packs back on. Now, it should look quite tidy when it's in the car, except for there's a few things to tidy up. Don't do this, guys. Don't get the old paint marker out and mark all your coil packs as you're taking the motor apart, because now it looks like a Wreckers special. It looks like it's been graffitied on. Get in there. It's never going to look nice with a bunch of numbers or dots or crosses or whatever on the top of all your coil packs. It's going to look like, insert a whole heap of swear words. This is Glenn's rant. Rant for a Friday arvo. This has got bloody stuff written all over. You thought I was going to swear, didn't you? I was going to. It's got stuff written all over the bloomin' coils. Look at that. Bloody hell. How are you supposed to make that look like a work of art when you got frickin' mechanics graffiti on it? So yeah, I'll clean all this off. Some of you will be sitting here, oh yeah, you need to know what the bullshit. It's not going to help you in any way whatsoever. Say one of those coils is dead and you pull it out of, say this is exploded and we're going to fix it, and you're taking it to pieces, and you pull one of those coils out and you number it so you know where it came from, and you put it on the bench over there, and then you go through and you take the motor to pieces and you find there is something wrong with this is number two, and it was probably caused by the coil. What are you going to do? Replace one coil on the rebuilt engine? If you're a moron, because if one's gone, the others will be going as well. So you're going to rebuild the engine and only replace one coil? Unlikely. There you go, Glenn's rant. Pointless numbering the coils. They should be able to go back. They fit in any hole. You can't get them wrong. They're all exactly the same. Nissan didn't make different coils for different holes. I'm sure some manufacturers are dorks and did that. It's pointless. Don't do it. Say no to graffiti on coil packs. Turbos. It is well past knock it off o'clock. Did the little bit of grinding that has to be done on the passenger side for right-hand drive cars. There's just your bigger turbine housing will hit the block. It hits this boss here, so you gotta, I can't show you. Oh, there you go. I mean, it's still touching actually, but it's also not tight, and a little bit more to go. I've got to take it off. I've got to take the housing, compressor housing off, chop that off, put an elbow on it, and all that sort of carry on, because that, I suppose that probably would fit in the car like that, but you wouldn't get anything on it, and you couldn't get your air out of your turbo. So that's that side of things. The intake, obviously you can't just go straight to a 3-inch pipe and go straight into there like that. Bit of squishing and twisting and modifying you probably could, but we'll be using the factory ones, so that needs cutting off. We've got to put a flange on there. Same with that side there. That probably could stay with an adapter. I have a Wiggins coupler on there and adapted onto this pipe that goes on here, but we're not doing that either. We'll do same as what we're doing on the other side, and it'll be good. So it's starting to look like a motor. It'll carry on maybe tomorrow. Progress marches on. Well, stumbles. Doesn't really march. The original turbos are AWOL. I don't know where they are. So a garage took the motor apart, sent a bunch of stuff off all over the place to get assessed and stuff, and the original turbos went to somewhere, and they quoted an exorbitant amount of money to rebuild them both, and I've never seen them. It would have been nice, because it would have helped with lining up these flanges on the front of these ones, but not to be, so I had to do it the hard way. I've built it's not painted yet, built a wastegate adapter bracket dooflicky thingy to hold the wastegate. We need to make an extension in between here. That's gonna do you want some hold music, some lovely music while this is slowly being unscrewed here? Yeah, there we go. That goes on there, and then you put an extension in between there and there, which I've got to make or figure out or whatever. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. That normally has an elbow. Oh, here it is. Hang on. Normally there's a 3-bolt flange on the outlet for the turbo compressors from the factory, and they put an elbow on there, which is actually, that's slightly smaller than 2-inch, slightly smaller than this pipe. So there's a factory silicon, well, it's rubber, probably a type of rubber, expanding coupler thingy there, and that's quite restrictive to go around and bend like that. So I think just delete that and put a 2-inch outlet on here, very short, very short. There you go, as you can see, and 2-inch round the corner doofer, which is actually a little bit short, so I've got to get another one that's long enough to come up to here. And that's that problem solved. These turbos here, they were on the March originally, so they had a 3-inch inlet on this side, and that's been doofed. There's one of them there. I'm not sure where the other one is. It ran away. I think it ended up over here somewhere at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That could be it down there by the rubbish bin. In fact, that's it. Yeah, it really did go quite a long way. Can I touch that yet? No, that's too hot. So I've welded on the 2-inch doofer on there. Yeah, I know, everyone's going to grizzle about the welding. I don't give a crap. And the other side of it has been... Now it's not too hot. The other side of it has been doofed, so that once I establish exactly where this goes, it presses onto there. It's just a slight interference fit. In fact, it's trying to go on there already. Presses onto there, and then I just put a couple of welds just on either side, just to stop it twisting or trying to fall off. It doesn't really have to hold a lot of force. That's about where it goes. I think it ends up being exactly the same spot as that side, which is almost impossible to see. If the outlet's horizontal at the top, we're on kind of like a 45-degree angle. So yeah, if the outlet's horizontal at the top, we're on kind of a 45-degree angle. So that's 90 degrees out from where it goes. It goes that way, like that, about there, give or take. So I'll get that on there later on after lunch. And then I have to make another wastegate adapter dooflicky thingy. Wastegate ends up jammed into about here somewhere. About there. It's on the other side of the compressor housing where it would normally be. Because it's a lovely VG30 DETT, everything's all jammed in there, and it's a nice and tight squeeze and all that. Did you spot the thing on the bench? What's wrong with this picture? Those of you who guessed that the plug is still attached to the oil pressure sender instead of being attached to the frickin' wiring harness in the car, you'd be right, because the dickheads who pulled it out of the car didn't unplug that and snapped it off. So that's just another thing to fix. That makes these jobs take longer and longer and longer. Looking good though. I want to get that other turbo all bolted up today so that this is kind of more or less ready to fit into the car. When I find another flywheel bolt and another couple of the clutch bolts, because those are missing. These special flywheel bolts like this. I might have one on the shelf, but one of those is missing. And yeah, that's how it goes. Words, stuff, things, still some stuff and things to go. I don't know where this hose has gone. We'll get a new one for it. The rest of them seem to be there. Maybe that one was perished and got thrown away or lost, or who knows, whatever. The bulk of it is done, ready to go into the car basically, except for the turbo downpipe, drain pipes. So they've got a different stud pattern, and the factory ones just don't go on with the bigger turbos. Those are, I think, well, I could be wrong, I think they're GTX 2860Rs, but I'm not entirely certain now, I don't remember. I keep looking at the turbine wheels and thinking, those are quite big. Are they actually bigger than what I'm remembering? That needs to be adjusted so that it stays somewhere nice. Yeah, it just actually needs to be hooked around there like that. That's it. That's where it needs to be. Beautiful. That will work fine. We'll deal with it later when it gets the horrible downpipes on there. Beautiful down. Well, they're trying to be beautiful. They're not that great, but you get what you pay for. So I've just got to have a look at these flanges. I think they're a little bit on the wonky side, and so they won't seal very well. We talked about the gaskets earlier on, the gaskets that I had to throw in the bin, but they're not going to stay in the bin. But we got some more better ones. This isn't like the most elite brand in the world, but they can make gaskets that work better than these. Better than these. You don't have to be smart to look at that and think that's going to cause a problem. The rest of it's not too bad, but that piece there, that's never going to work. You put any sort of back pressure in the exhaust system, it's just going to blow that out straight away. So they do belong in the bin. The only reason why they came back out is because I want to keep these other 3-bolt flanges that are in the bag. I just haven't taken them out yet. Excuse me, being busy. Yeah, so there you go. It's one of those. Basically pretty close, although when I say pretty close, it does take quite a bit of time to sort out these and make them work, but pretty close to being ready to go in. We can order some bits from Z1 to sort that out, and then the time on the job is significantly less, but it means it sits here for a week while we wait for the pieces to come. There was supposed to be some brakes turning up for this today, and absolutely no surprise they didn't arrive. So we'll see how it goes.